DC Comics solicitations for August 2021. There was a couple of news things that we did talk about last week because they released the usual little early highlights, but there's some stuff in here that is new, and we'll run down the list as we always do. The first thing on here is actually a graphic novel. Kinda. I mean, honestly, it's more of an anthology, but it's big enough, and I think it's getting a hardcover, so it is a graphic novel, effectively. It's called Batman the World. It's the first thing on the Solicits. I was like, what the hell is this? And it's basically an anthology with teams representing different countries telling Batman stories around the world. The US team is Azzarello and Bermejo. And then there's a big list of other countries with teams. We got Poland in there, Italy, Mexico, Brazil. Yeah, I'm not going to read them all, but there's
I don't like how they group North America as a group. That would be like taking, Spain, Italy, and Germany, Czech, Russia, Poland, and be like, Europe. Just say, well, Mexico's part of North America too. These solicits.
Yeah, I mean,
no respect for geography.
And the list of the creators, it just says USA. It doesn't say North America. So,
but yeah, a lot of these names I do not recognize, which is kind of cool because that means they're getting a spotlight.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense because they're all. I mean, obviously, we do get a lot of, like, especially artists, we get a lot of foreign artists who end up in mainstream comics, but it makes sense that a lot of these creators are, they make comics in their own country, in their own language, and we don't necessarily see them all that much. Right. So, it's kind of interesting. And as funny as it would be for me to try and pronounce the 50 names that are in this list, I'm going to just move on.
You know what? Why don't we try the Czech ones first?
The Czech ones? Alright, where's Czech on this list?
It's right after Germany. So you have Thomas von Kumant, and then you have Stepan Kopriva. It's the one after Czech Republic. So let's see who are they. Oh, they're the Polish ones.
All right, Polish. Ertan Ergil and Etham Onur Bilgic.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's my best attempt I got for you.
The Czech one, and I know this from watching hockey, is that the Tomas with a Z is Tomáš. I'm not even going to try the last name.
Kolo Zajic.
Yeah. We know that from wrestling. And then, of course, Piotr Kowalski. That one's pretty easy. And then Brad Simpson. Thanks, Brad.
Is he really Polish? I don't know if I buy that he's Polish.
You know what, though? I mean, we have a lot of, Polish names in America. Why couldn't we have more anglicized names in Poland?
True. So people can move the other way. That happens.
Yeah.
Batman Fear State Alpha Issue 1. What is this, you may ask? Well, we talked about this last week, but Matt may not know what it is because he wasn't here last week. So Batman, it's not really, I mean, they keep calling it a bit of a crossover and event. Honestly, the arc that's going to start in Batman in September is a 6 issue arc that's sort of the culmination of all the Scarecrow stuff that's been building with Sane and all that. What they're doing beforehand, though, is that this is going to affect other parts of the DC, or at least the Gotham sort of corner of the universe. Which makes sense because even Catwoman's issue last week kind of brought in the Saint stuff, and it feels like it's all connected.
It's what I'm liking about comics, and I said this last week about, for the first time since pre-Flashpoint, it feels like DC Comics are interconnected, and it doesn't feel like, oh, you have to read Catwoman to also enjoy Detective. But if you are reading both, you get that sense of a larger picture.
Yeah,
and it feels nice. So if this is not an event in like the way that Death Metal, but like it's a story event, almost like, what was that? When the earthquake hit, No Man's Land in Gotham, kind of like that. So.
Yeah, so what they're doing in August is we're getting this one shot, which has, obviously it's Tynion. We got Riccardo Federici as the main team.
How often have we seen Federici on interiors? I thought Federici is always covers. So that's pretty exciting.
I feel like I have, but yeah, it's not often.
Yeah. It's not often. So that's not cool.
Often. And this is kind of like a primer for it. It picks up threads from Infinite Frontier Zero, which, for the record, Connor last week thought it hadn't happened yet, and he started theorizing what was going to happen in Infinite Frontier Issue 0. So this is kind of your big primer issue, which leads into another sort of big story, which is I Am Batman issue 0, which is actually the prelude to what presumably will be in the new John Ridley Travel Foreman next Batman book, which will be more, obviously right now we're working through the digital first that's coming out physically, and this is kind of the next part. So, which in hindsight, I mean, it already felt important because it felt like it was in the current continuity anyway, but now that it's leading into something that's spinning out of this story event in Batman, just makes a lot of sense. And we'll get to the other ones later on, but Catwoman and I think Harley are the other two books in August that are kind of like doing some prelude stuff for Fear State, which is mainly just Batman's story in its book. Although, that said, I expect other Gotham books to tie into it a little bit through those months, and given that we're getting an Alpha State, a Fear State Alpha, I imagine there'll be a Fear State Omega at the end of the event.
Kind of like how they do that. As these end caps. So I think that's the way DC's gonna do things going forward, especially if they're kind of weekly.
What I like about this is that, unlike some other things where we hear, they're doing this crossover event, in 3 or 4 months' time, and it'll be and not that some of these ones are bad, like, when they announce, like, say, Endless Winter, it's like, okay, well, what's that? We have no context for what that is. I love that as soon as they said they're doing Fear State, and I see that Scarecrow in the image, I'm like, we're already building to this. This is already something that's planned. Right. I feel like more excited for, because all these seeds and all this build, this feels like a big deal. It feels like it's justifiable that they're spending a lot of time advertising it and a lot of focus on it, because I already feel like we're building to this. There's already context, so it feels cool. So then you get I Am Batman issue 0, which I just mentioned, which presumably is going to lead to an issue 1, if not the following month, then maybe after the arc is done in a few months' time afterwards. But that is cool. So then there's a few trades here. We have the next Batman Second Son trade, obviously collecting the physicals that are coming out now. Hardware Season 1 issue 1, so some of these milestone books, more of them kicking off. This is Brandon Thomas writing with Dennis Cowan and Bill Sienkiewicz on the art. So this is issue 1 of 6, but I mean, again, they're calling this Season 1 issue 1, so they're very intently naming this in a way where they can do a series of minis, which is neat. Lock and Key Sandman Universe Hell and Gone issue 2.
That's wild.
Yeah, the order of this is a little bit on the weird side, but hey, Batman 89 issue 1 is coming out in August.
Look at that Billy D as Two-Face.
I know.
Image, that's fantastic.
Obviously, next up as well is Superman 78 issue 1, and I have to say, like, I'm kind of pumped to read both of these and talk about them, because even though Batman 89 is like, I'm not a huge, I'm not a big guy. No, right. I'm still morbidly curious about the comic. And when I look at that Superman 78 cover and I see the Gene Hackman Lex, I'm like, yes, I want to read this.
Well, and then that's the thing, is like, that's clearly Gene Hackman as Lex, and then you look at, like, that's supposed to be Margot Kidder.
It's not as good, but it's close enough. Yeah, you can.
Like, it's Lois. She has purple eyes. Like, that's one of my favorite things, is when they nail the color of her eyes. And then the Brainiac shit behind him. And this is a great image.
Yeah, we're doing Reeve Superman taking on Brainiac. Like, how much do you wish that was what Superman 3 actually was? I mean, and I have a lot of soft spot for Superman 3 and all its stupidity, but
not like Talking Superman and Superman 4. Oh, he loves that movie.
That man is delusional. Then there is a new miniseries coming, a Black Label book. This is by Tim Seeley and Sarah Beatty, who I actually didn't know did comics. I actually only know her because occasionally I'll see retweets of some of her kind of raunchy comedy, I'll call it.
Yeah. I know this because her and Tim Seeley had a independent book that was called Money Shot, which is all you kind of need to know.
Yeah. Yeah, because most of the tweets that I see, like, retweeted from her tend to be very erotic in their comedy.
Yes.
Not that I expected that's going. I mean, maybe Lobo will have some sex jokes or something in this.
I trust Tim Seeley enough with Superman.
Well, just to give the title, because I've been kind of dancing around it. Superman versus Lobo issue 1 is the book we're talking about here. This is a 3-issue book, so it's 3 double-sized issues. It's one of the Black Label staples.
It's one of those big, oversized ones. Kind of like Harleen was.
Yeah, Prestige Plus. So it's 3 48-page issues. Tim Seeley and Sarah Beatty writing with Mirka Andolfo on the art.
There's a shot right there. to the back.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm obviously we're not the world's biggest Lobo fans, but I liked Tim Seeley well enough, and yeah, we'll give it a shot. See how it goes.
So it's basically King Kong versus Godzilla, where they're trying to fight each other to see, just based off of this.
Sure.
You know, they're pitting each other to see, what wins, which is it's a good social, I guess you can say, experiment between Superman and Lobo. But yeah, I don't know. Lobo's just one of those super 90 characters that I don't think I'll ever. And this is coming from someone who loves Guy Gardner, so
Yeah. So, and much like Godzilla versus Kong, there's one that I want to win. There's one clear winner that should win, and that one will probably win, and that is Superman. Much like Godzilla.
He never tapped.
Batman Secret Files Clown Hunter issue 1. This is something they started the Solicits or 2 ago. We're getting these like sort of monthly one shots for various Bat side characters. This is by Ed Brisson, writing with art by Rosie Campe. I'm not actually against getting some more Clown Hunter context. He's been solid enough in the book, but it's not by Tynion, which makes me a little less interested just inherently. But we'll see. So.
Yeah, I'm still not sold on Clown Hunter. I just I don't know. It's just one of those ones. I think it's gonna take a while.
Well, if you want to feel conflicted, the next thing on this list is The Joker Presents a Puzzle Box issue 1. And why will you be conflicted, you might ask? Well, because Matthew Rosenberg is the writer on this, with Jesus Marino and Joshua Hickson on the art. I'm going to read the description for this because this sounds a little bit more weird to get your head around. It's story time. The GCPD discover a mysterious corpse, a magical box, and a murderer's row of the city's most dangerous villains sitting in a jail cell. Now, all they need to do is figure out exactly what happened. Fortunately, one suspect is willing to talk. Unfortunately, it's the Joker. Now, superstar writer Matthew Rosenberg, a magnificent artist Jesus Marino, and a multitude of rising star artists invite you to spend a night in the Gotham Central interrogation room for a dozen tales of murder, mayhem, and mystery as told by the Clown Prince of Crime himself. So this is an interrogation room mystery story. Obviously centered around the Joker, which is the part that you might not like. But
here's the thing: like it's almost an anthology style. It's Joker telling stories.
I assume Jesus Marino is doing the main art, but every time he tells a story, it'll go to a different artist.
Hickson, right? Or this one it's Hickson. That's kind of the Joker that I want, where it's not him constantly terrorizing Gotham. Because I don't mind a smaller story like this. Like in Gotham Central, you have the Jokers and Mad Men arc, that where Joker kind of was this threat that you never saw. And you felt his presence, but he wasn't on every page. And man, I don't know. I don't feel good giving my money to more Joker stuff, but I kind of like the vibe of this.
Hey, I'll give them this. If they're going to keep making more Joker things, they do find ways to actually have interesting premise based around it. Between the Lemire book, between Harley, if you want to count that, even the Joker book right now. You said you don't like Joker on every page. Joker's he had one page in the first issue. Issue 2 he had maybe 3 pages. It's a Gordon book. It's a Jim Gordon book.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. I would have went and got caught back up after that first issue had they not done their shenanigans. It's $1 more.
The price thing is whatever, but in terms of the content itself,
that's really the bar for entry is that extra $1 for a book.
For sure.
So I don't know.
Sorry, I'll tell you about
maybe when it comes out in trade.
Sure. That's the way to do it. This next thing, for reasons unknown to me, Pennyworth issue 1. They're doing a young Pennyworth spy series, obviously somewhat inspired by the TV show
Epics.
Which I think is moving to HBO Max for its next season because Epics are,
Yeah, well, it's
whatever.
Epics. I don't know too many series that Epics does.
Aquaman 80th Anniversary Special Issue 1. This was in the news last week, along with the Bat event and stuff. So we won't go into it again, but it's your 100-page anthology. All the variant decade covers, all that usual shebang.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't see Kelly Sue's name on here.
That's a shame. I was excited to see Jeff Parker back.
Yeah.
Though
Parker's on there. I don't see Abnett, who over Rebirth.
yeah, the newest
That's
pair
such a
basically.
name.
Yeah, the newest writers aren't involved seemingly.
But we have Jurgens and Johns, and hard to be mad at those two names. Like you said, Parker, and then just the art. I mean, Doc Shaner doing an Aquaman story.
I feel like Dan Waters is just there because his name is Waters, and it was just too good of a pun to not pass up.
Boy.
So we do have a fifth week in August, so we do have some annuals to mention here. Batman Superman 2021 annual. Gene Luen Yang is writing, which I always like when it's the usual writer. It just makes me feel more comfortable about the whole thing. Oh, pardon me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this actually says it's the epilogue to the archive of war. So this is actually going to be a follow-up to the current story arc, which we'll be talking about later today in the current issue. So it's going to be relevant to what we've been reading, which is always nice. So obviously that's out in the last Wednesday or Tuesday rather of the month. Then we have Green Lantern 2021 annual, which is by Ryan Cady and Sam Basri, and this is actually going to focus on Jessica Cruz, which delights me.
I don't like what she's wearing.
Nor do I. But to be fair, it does say in the solicit text that she's sort of given the offer, so it may not be she's wearing the yellow core outfit in the cover because she's definitely going to be taking that side. It's more just we're broaching that subject, so the cover is going to go well with it.
Yeah, and that's fine. But this is how much I care about that character. Is no. You overcame fear. You don't need to instill fear.
Yes.
Man.
But there's been a lack of Jessica Cruz focus. I am happy that we're getting an annual at least to focus on her for a bit of time. I don't know why. I have no opinion on Ryan Cady as a writer, so we'll find out.
We'll see. As long as they can handle Jessica, we'll be good.
Yeah. So then we have Harley Quinn 2021 annual. Stephanie Phillips again, so it's the ongoing writer. David LaFiente on the art. So there you go.
Yeah. No. I just scrolled down and saw the Suicide Squad annual, and it makes me so mad.
Okay, well in that case, Suicide Squad 2021 annual. Robbie Thompson and Dexter Soy, and that does look like a couple of Superboys on the cover. You're not going to read this?
No.
No? Everyone questions how the teen calling himself Connor Kent came to be recruited into the Suicide Squad by Amanda Waller, but as Superboy sneaks into the bowels of a top-secret Task Force X black site, what he finds changes all he thinks he knows about himself and his history. And the cover, for anyone who's not seen this, has sort of current Connor Kent, which is kind of more the original Connor Kent Superboy with the lead jacket and all that, but also the 2000s t-shirt Connor Kent.
Yep.
So
my Connor Kent.
So it looks like he's going to find another clone of himself, seemingly, or something to that effect.
I hope not.
So that's that. And then we have the Midnighter 2021 annual. And obviously, I'm not going to read this. I'm not interested because I've not been reading the backup.
Skipping. Yeah.
But I will say, I do appreciate that one of the backup stories can have an annual. I kind of like that idea. That's kind of a neat idea. So I like the concept of it, even if I have no interest in the book itself.
And it says it also leads into Superman and the Authority. So, there you go. It'll be a bridge.
So, then there's a bunch of Suicide Squad trades because the movie's coming out and they're promoting some anthology-style collections. They're also promoting some trades that are already out. This is the first time I think I've seen this, where they've got just volume ones of recent Suicide Squad runs, which are already out, and it just says available now. So they're just trying to promote in the solicits. Here's some Suicide Squad books you can buy.
Yeah.
So
and if you are listening to us, you already know how much we love Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo's Suicide Squad. So if you haven't bought it, go do that. And
the only asterisk I'd put on that is that it's not really a Suicide Squad story in the traditional sense. It's very much its own thing. So just keep that in mind. Some graphic novels coming out: Batman and Robin and Howard. Some of these young adult stuff. This is Jeffrey Brown, both story and art. Then Amethyst, Princess of Gemworld. This is Shannon Hale and Dean Hale along with Isaiah Fillmore on the art. And then another edition of the Howard book. Actually, this is a free comic book day special edition flip book, so this is like a tease for both those books. So that's nice. And then we have Teen Titans Beast Boy Loves Raven free comic book day special edition.
This is the Cami Garcia and Gabriel Piccolo combo. So they did Raven, then they did Beast Boy. Now they're doing this, and I just love Piccolo's art.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
So this is obviously like almost like a tease for the full book, I guess. To be tempted.
Says it features a chapter from the upcoming graphic novel.
Yeah. So think of it as a trailer, I guess. But then we have some maybe more of the more relevant stuff to us that we'll be covering when they come out, which is Batman Free Comic Book Day Special Edition, which has stories by both James Tynion and John Ridley. So again, this is going to be setting up both the main Batman book, but also the Jace book, which is cool. So that is a 32 page. So yeah, I mean, honestly, for a free, I mean, it's actually 25 cents, but for close to free, a full-size book with 2 stories in it, that's not bad. I can't complain about that. Suicide Squad Free Comic Book Day Special Edition by Tim Seeley and Brian Azzarello writing, with Scott Collins and Alex Maleev on the art, featuring a King Shark focus story.
I'm here for this.
Yeah, as much as I have no interest in the ongoing Suicide Squad book, I mean, those are some names to throw at me there.
I mean, yeah, and it looks like that image that we all saw of King Shark tearing some dude in half in the trailer. So, yeah, Sensational Suicide Squad Get Joker series by Azzarello and Maleev. So it's going to tie more into that than the current run. So,
I mean, Azzarello and Maleev, a book by them is an interesting prospect. So I'm kind of into checking out just for that. It's not like it's going to, I mean, again, it'll cost 25 cents. But, you know, let's face it, if all comics cost 25 cents, we would not be talking about the cost of them. It would just be taken for granted. We'd get everything and read some of it. So then we're finally on to kind of the main solicit bulk, which is more alphabetical from this point on, I think. So Action Comics 1034, with that slightly new and updated Action Comics logo, pretty slick. So that is neat. Continuing Johnson's run. Then we have Batman 111 by Tynion and Jimenez. So this is the last issue before the Fear State story properly kicks in. So also neat. Still Jimenez on the art. Batman Reptilian issue 3. This is the Black Label book by Liam Sharp and Garth Ennis, which we're looking forward to. I really like that cover, actually. The Joker cover. It's very horror.
It's grotesque.
Yeah, I'm into it. And then Batman The Adventures continues, season 2, issue 3. So continuing the animated continuation stories.
That cover is beautiful.
You got Batgirl on the bike,
Huntress.
Huntress up on the top, it's good stuff. Batman Urban Legends issue 6, of course. So this is interesting actually, because one of the stories at least should have finished here. So yeah, I think the Grifter one will finish. So let's just have a quick look at this.
Grifter, yeah, because we got a Red Hood, we have a Tim Drake, we have a Black Canary, and we have a Zealot. Which looks like we're doing more Wildstorm stuff here. So it looks like Gotham has become ground zero for Wildstorm's infiltration of the DC universe, which makes sense.
Or at least just that last slot, because it was Grifter before, and now it's shifted to Zealot.
Well, that's okay. And you have the Halo Corporation, which, my limited knowledge of Wildcats, that's one of the big pieces that goes in there. So, but yeah, why not? And it doesn't hurt anything else. It's not like they're infusing, Grifter into Metropolis. So they have their little corner of Gotham.
Yeah. So yeah. There you go. Urban Legends, which has been really solid. So, Batman Catwoman issue 7. Not much to say. It's back after that 1 month break. Although, obviously, there's going to be a sad tinge to it because Jean-Paul Leon passed away. But as far as we know, it's still his art in that one shot that's coming between 6 and 7. But yeah, issue 7 is back on schedule.
It's a bridge issue.
Yeah. Batman Superman 21. Curious to see what that book's going to be doing after the archive. In fact, this is the final issue of that, actually. So we're getting the final chapter of that story, and then the epilogue and the annual a week later. So those are going to be back to back. So neat. Blue and Gold issue 2. That's obviously pumped over there. Yeah, 2 of 8. That's a very pretty cover, actually. You got Booster and look at it. Is that a tablet or a comic book cover, however it is? But I mean, obviously as a comic cover, but I mean, like on the cover, there's like on a magazine cover or something. Yeah.
With Ted, and yeah, that's a soot cover. Yeah, it's a soot cover.
Yeah. Catwoman issue 34. Continuing on. I mean, nothing to say except that it's been freaking excellent. So keep rolling with it. Challenge of the Super Sons issue 5 is out. So cool. Checkmate issue 3. Obviously, very intrigued by that. Again, issue 3 is always that weird number in the solicits because we haven't got the book yet. We're close to issue 1, but we haven't quite had it yet. Crime Syndicate issue 6 is out in August. Crushing Lobo issue 3. Then we have DC Horror presents The Conjuring the Lover issue 3. That's about to start as well. In fact, next week I think that starts.
I think that's when the movie comes out because I got excited and thought it was coming out this weekend. So I tried to make plans to see it sometime, and no, it comes out, and I think we're just gonna watch it at home on HBO.
Yeah,
which will be a first.
It's on Max, so
Yeah, but I mean, scary movies in the theater are always more fun.
Yeah. I'll be checking out the first issue next week. I want to see what it's like. I want to,
of course,
see. What
I mean, you're a much bigger horror guy than I am, but I feel like now I can say I'm a horror fan. That I kind of feel like I have to, like as a fan of the Conjuring universe. Not all the movies are good, but I do love the.
I would say the majority aren't good at this point.
But they're some of them, like the Annabelle. Like Annabelle Comes Home, not traditionally a good movie, but it was fun. Just the whole concept of that was
Annabelle Comes Home was by far the best spin-off movie, but every other spin-off movie was bad.
Yes, The Nun's not terrible, but it's good.
Terrible.
That was not terrible. James incepted me by telling me it was a superhero movie. And as I was watching it, I went, "Oh, damn, he's right."
It does take us some bizarre twists as it goes on, which I did not expect. But
no, and it really goes out of its way to jumble the story to make it fit into continuity. So but however, I'm here for that in comic books because if it's just a comic book, it's fine.
Then we have Detective Comics 1041 and 42. So starting I think next month, Detective, Wonder Woman, and Justice League are double shipping, and that seems to still be the case in August. So, I'm not reading Wonder Woman, but I mean, I'm happy enough for the all to be double shipping. So, it is worth mentioning that we do have an artist change on issue 1042, but I'm not going to be mad to see Bogdanovich there.
No.
As much as I love Mora, like if we're going to have to swap out artists, then Bogdanovich is not a bad name to be swapping with.
No.
So that is cool. Also, backup story by Matthew Rosenberg, because obviously right now Tamaki's doing the backup herself, but we're switching to a Rosenberg story. So.
And here it looks like it's Jason Todd. So we like Zdarsky. We like Rosenberg enough that maybe he can do Jason Todd.
Well, he's been making Grifter entertaining, so I mean, why not? Exactly. Future State Gotham. Sorry.
I was say they're looking for the missing body of Bane, which is something I never thought I would say.
Oh yeah, it's neat.
It's fantastic.
Well, actually, some of Joker's playing into that because there's like people inside a priest all wearing Bane masks who want to hunt down Joker because they're blaming him for the death of Bane.
God, now I'm gonna have to get caught up, but now I have to justify the extra $1. So give me time because I do love Bane. Like Bane's just always been one of these characters that I do like.
Don't get too caught up because I'm a month behind and I have to keep a month behind. So. Just get caught up to where I am, and we can talk about it.
We'll figure it out.
Yes.
Take this cover.
Pardon me. Future State Gotham issue 4, which is this still black and white? Doesn't say.
I would hope not with that cover. That cover, you got some, cyberpunky.
Super colorful neon. That cover.
Oh man. Oh, it's got Punchline. Oh, get out of here.
I don't hate Punchline.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to thumb through this.
Did we even get Future State, like a Punchline version in Future State? I don't think we did. No? I don't remember a Punchline in Future State. People can correct in the comments if I'm wrong, because it does happen. Green Lantern issue 5 coming out. I'm looking forward to you being here for the next issue because I was very into issue 2.
Yep, I remember you saying that. And, yep.
So, Harley Quinn issue 6. Connor can look forward to that in his future.
Oh man, they have Rosmo, dude.
I know. Although it's Laura Braga on the main art now.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
All of that? Well, I did not realize that. I was just looking at the cover.
Yeah. If you look at the
read me some Stephanie Phillips, maybe? I don't know.
Credits,
I'm not overcommitting to anything.
There's also a Suicide Squad variant as well. Keep clicking along. Icon and Rocket, Season 1, Issue 2. So we got one of the Milestone books, which has already started. So cool. Which, I mean, I'm tentatively planning on at least checking out the issue 1s of those and seeing if they grab me. I don't really have any familiarity with most of the characters to have any like direct attachment, but I'm hoping some of them do. Yeah. Infinite Frontier issue 4 and 5. Though I mean those are double shipping as well, but that's it's an event style thing. I've said before that I think events should run quicker because if at the point where they're lasting like 8 or 9 months, they don't really feel like an event anymore. They just feel like there's something that's lingering the whole year. Yeah. So
unless you're halting everything. So I felt like when they did Infinite Crisis back in 05, 06, that there's all these minis that were spinning out of it. Like you had OMAC Project and Day of Judgment and all of this stuff. So it went in together, and it only lasted 7 months though. From start to finish.
Which isn't too bad, but it's still there's a point where it starts to feel like the status quo rather than an event. And I think doing weekly or double shipping and getting it done in a few months just makes it feel like a bit more of a quick special thing rather than a whatever. So issue 4 and 5 out in August, which means that it should be finishing then in September. So we'll look forward to that. So that's cool. Justice League 66 and 67.
Very cool color variants.
Yeah, they're very interesting.
Colors.
Yeah, the main covers here are like just simple color schemes, which I suspect are going to play into the story as we go in. But yeah, those variants are pretty nice too. Actually, those painted looking ones. Who's the variant artist? Is this Alexander Lozano? Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, that's Batman doing like a tiger knee. And is this supposed to be Nubia or no, Hippolyta? So, yeah, I like the 67 one. That one looks nice.
Oh, that's neat. Justice League Infinity issue 2. This is the JM Demetes and James Tucker mini that's coming out. Which I have to admit, my track record with Demetes, because it's not been that long since I read Emperor Joker.
Oh, okay.
And Demetes chapters in that were particularly bad, so I don't know if I'm super excited, but we'll see. Justice League Last Ride issue 4 is out in August, so that's cool. Legends of the Dark Knight issue 4 physical is out, cool. Mr. Miracle, The Source of Freedom issue 4. We'll be talking about issue 1 later today. So
that cover is fantastic.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Actually, it's black and white, but except Miracle himself.
But yeah, it's like he's in Throwback Metropolis.
Yeah,
like it looks everything's very Art Deco and old, black and white, and then him and what's his name, the little guy from the New Gods. I
avoided to say that because I couldn't remember.
Yeah, him and Shiloh Norman are in full color. So
yeah, Nightwing 83. I mean, what is to say except DC's best book.
Redondo is killing it on these motion covers.
Yeah, I would say some people might say gimmicky covers. I would say they're very conceptually interesting covers. But we have Robin issue 5, which does feature a lot of Bat Family guest starring. Stephanie Brown's on there. Nightwing.
I can't wait to talk about that book today.
Yeah, we get things going on in this cover. I'm Rumble of the Robins at the bottom of that. I like that title as well.
Yeah.
Damn, good Robin book. That's just something else. Rorschach 11. So nearing the end of that, come August. Ruby Justice League issue 5. Scooby Doo, Where Are You? 111. Sensational Wonder Woman issue 6, which is a collection of the digital chapters. Shazam issue 2, the miniseries, which unfortunately, is tying into Teen Titans Academy and all that stuff.
From the page of Teen Titans Academy means skip.
Unfortunately, that is true. Static season 1 issue 3. So this will be the first one that comes with these Milestone books. So cool. Suicide Squad issue 6. There's a bit of unfortunate news with that I'll get to in a couple of books time. Suicide Squad Get Joker issue 2. This is Azzarello and Maleev's book, which I guess already starts in July, and I just forgot about it because we were talking about it earlier in that free comic day thing. It didn't even occur to me that we already knew about this.
Yes. Ooh, and it's got a Fornes Black Label or a cardstock cover.
Ooh. Which is actually a very nice cover. Both covers are very nice for this. Joe, this is one of these things where it's a Black Label prestige book. I'm into seeing what it's like. I can't resist the Maleev temptation.
Azzarello and Maleev though, just alone.
I know.
Like, I don't care what that book is. I have to check out at least the first issue.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm on board.
It could be 48 pages just Joker, and I probably wouldn't complain because it's Maleev art.
Here's the thing. They started off kind of slow in April with the Infinite Frontier books, but goddamn, the quality's been so consistent. I mean, obviously there's a few things will drop, but the quality's so high right now on a across the board way that I can't deny trying all these books. And obviously Supergirl, Women of Tomorrow, issue 3 is coming out. Cool. Superman The Authority issue 2, continuing the Grant Morrison book, which again I kind of forgot was a thing until it was mentioned earlier. So many books coming out. Oh, issue 3 is also solicited. When's that coming out?
So that's looking like a 8/17, and so it looks like it's double shipping.
Oh, that's interesting.
8/3 and 8/17. Yeah.
That is a weird one to be double shipping. It's a Grant Morrison miniseries.
Well, and it's only 4 issues, so maybe they're just trying to plug it out.
I guess it'll be over quickly. Yeah. I wonder if there's anything coming after it that they're building to, and that's why they're getting it out quickly. Curious. Superman Red and Blue issue 6. Superman
that cover.
Red and Blue.
I need that cover by itself. Yeah.
Oh sure, I can see why. Superman Son of Kal-El issue 2. So this is the ongoing Superman book now, by Tom Taylor, might I add. So looking forward to that. I do kind of love on the cover the city under the Superman logo. Element. It's kind of nice.
It's nice.
Teen Titans Academy issue 6. Not much to say for us on that one. The Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries issue 5. I love that it exists. I'll say that. The Flash 773, which Cora did officially drop.
Did he?
Last issue. I still had fun with the last. I had a lot of fun with Jay punching Hitler and whatever else was happening.
All right, what issue was that? I need to read that.
770, I guess that would have been.
You punch Nazis. You have a friend in me.
I'm having fun. I'm having fun with Wally jumping around the speechless different time frame, and where he jumped to at the end of the issue, which I won't spoil, was also a fun place for me to jump. So,
damn it! All right, I'll have to get caught back up.
I mean, it's rough around the edges. It's not a perfect book by any means, but I think Wally's voice, I think, is getting stronger. As the book goes. So we'll see. Anyway, Joker issue 6 is out in August. Nice House in the Lake issue 3. So looking for issue 1 of that's next week. I am very much looking forward.
Oh, is it?
I think it's next week. Yeah.
Oh shoot! I have to make sure I have.
Oh wait, no. I'm probably mixing up with The Conjuring, but it's next month. It's next month.
I'll have to make sure I have it on my list because it's Tynan and I'll have to have it.
Looks fantastic. Swamp Thing issue 6 is out. Now there is a little bit of negative news here, is that it's kind of crossing over with Suicide Squad. Stupid Suicide Squad can't keep its mitts off of...
Here's the thing. If you want to use Suicide Squad as a plot device to come in and rein in your big hulking plant monster,
sure.
Cool, but don't make me read an issue of Suicide Squad to do that.
Oh, I'm not doing it. I'll read Swamp Thing, and hopefully it works on its own. And if it doesn't, then I'll just complain that Suicide Squad ruined my book.
I don't think there's going to be a crossover because the way that Ram V's talked about this is that it was a season 1, and I don't think that if you're doing a season 1, having a crossover helps. Him just having the Suicide Squad in here.
I read the article on Newsarama was Suicide Squad and Swamp Thing are crossing over in August, and said it starts in Suicide Squad, blah blah blah. I'm hoping they're overstating it, and it's just Suicide Squad show up. It's amazing how many books recently I feel like, why are Suicide Squad showing up? They keep showing up to interfere in books.
It's as if they have a movie coming out in August.
True. Truth and Justice issue 7 is out. Wonder Girl issue 4, which is obviously after issue 1, very excited for more of that.
There's her winged steed. I can't remember his name.
I can't remember the name either.
But he was great.
It was some sort of simple name as well. But cool stuff. Wonder Woman 777 and 778. are coming out, and then we have Wonder Woman Black and Gold issue 3, and that seems to wrap up the issues. We got collections after that. Basket Full of Heads getting a paperback. Yep. I assume it's already had a hardcover by this point.
Curse of the White Knight. I'll have to send my brother because I bought him the first one.
Yeah. So yeah, but some reprints, some obviously just new volumes of things that are ongoing.
Batwoman Omni. See, that's 888 pages. You drop that, you're breaking your foot.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird collection actually, because it's the Ruckus stuff and then the New 52 stuff, but not the Rebirth stuff.
It's almost like they want to ignore the Rebirth stuff, which I kind of enjoyed, at least for the most part.
I like the Rebirth stuff more than the New 52 stuff that I read.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ruckus, issues on Detective are by far the best, and there's no question of that. And they already did a deluxe of just that, and I'd recommend that honestly over the Omni, but
Yeah, so it looks like all of the Hill House books are coming out in October in trades, which is good. That makes sense. Because I'm gonna have to buy Plunge, Dollhouse Family, and Basket Full of Heads.
Yeah.
Just to have on the shelf, because those three I really loved.
Yeah, and we have Birds of Prey Fighters by Trade, which is funny because it's trade paperback. But this is actually the second big thick volume in Gail Simone's run of her time on the book. So
yeah, I like these. I might have to go pick up the first because I haven't read Birds of Prey, so I might have to go and start this. That's how I read Checkmate too. So
I mean, I'd recommend go back to reading Dixon's run as well, which is the start of it, and it's just good. Like, it's super enjoyable. Especially since in the early days it's just Oracle and Canary, but that's all it is at the start.
They're the two. And this is a cover by Adriano Mello, who, we all enjoy.
Oh, for sure. It's more reprints, trades of stuff that already got hardcovers. The next Superman Man of Steel hardcover, which they're doing again, and these bigger, not quite omnibuses. I think because of the amount of they have to do, they're doing 500-page hardcovers, so they're obviously at least twice as thick as the old paperbacks. But so that's.
I like these slip cases too that they're doing. The box sets, is that what you're talking about?
No, it's just Superman the Man of Steel Volume 4, but it's
okay.
That may be the last one because it was 9 trades if I remember right. So this might actually be the last hardcover. They may have split it into 4.
Right.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
I looked ahead and they're doing these cool box sets of trades that go together. They have the Swamp Thing one, which is all Alan Moore. Then they have the Hill House. So if you want all the Hill House in trade paperback, you can get them all for $100. So
that's not cool. Especially since not to throw comic shops under the bus here, but Amazon might have that for like 70.
Maybe but
that's not bad.
Cool.
It's not bad. By the way, Dave is going to have a lovely time editing the Solicits section for the individual episode or the individual video.
Sorry, David.